the Nile Day is important to South Sudan. You say I'm from South Sudan, if you talk about Nile, we have name for it in every section of every community, and all are actually meaning only one meaning. That is the River Nile itself, and that is a very much embedded into our own cultural activities and also pride. Economic acceleration of South Sudanese is happening gradually through the Nile itself, and sooner or later we'll go into the bigger important project that can be executed using the Nile as well. Tourism and also wildlife conservation that you have been hearing and heard of. The Sud, the biggest, is here in South Sudan, and actually it is where the Nile lay and is spread out. Much of indigenous wildlife that are very much of importance internationally are here in South Sudan, under the water and also above, and they're all over here because the Sud is available and it is in South Sudan. Livelihood and settlement, our people don't live anywhere minus a tributary of the Nile or along the Nile itself. You know, when you talk about pride of South Sudan, because 97% of this land is just, along it, and this is something that is beautiful. It is our stability, it is part of our life, and everything that we have today is just about the Nile. And that's why this day had to be celebrated. This is how we take it as South Sudanese.
At the state level, we are prepared in terms of security so that those who are going to participate in the Nile Run are protected, and then we're going to have groups for the participant, and then we have called upon all the people of Juba to welcome these visitors, so the South Sudanese hospitality in terms of their cultures, their values, which is peace, love, unity.
We have projects that we are doing together with the Ministry of Irrigation and Water Resources when it comes to provision of water for agricultural purposes, especially when it comes to irrigated farming. When the Comprehensive Agriculture Master Plan, when it was designed, informed and finalized by the Ministry of Agriculture, it was done in conjunction with the Ministry of Water Resources and Irrigation. And alongside the camp, the IDMP was designed and developed. And the IDMP is the Irrigation Development Master Plan, which is a guide to irrigation in South Sudan, and also a guide to all the investment opportunities that we have in the area of agricultural production, especially irrigated agriculture and irrigated farming.
يعتبر أساس بالنسبة لهذه الوزارة. تعلمون جيد أن النيل أو المياه ينتج طاقات، ومن ضمن هذه الطاقات التي ينتجها هذا المياه هو الطاقة الكهربائية. وبالتالي نحن في جنوب السودان عندنا دراسات لسدود، على مثال السبيل سد الفولة. هذا السد يعتبر سد كبير، إذا تم البناء بتاعه حينتج طاقات، من ضمن الطاقات اللي هي طاقة الكهرباء وكذلك الطاقة المائية. هذه الطاقة بتنتج المياه النظيفة، وكذلك بيستفاد منه في الري ويستفاد منه في تربية الأسماك.
Today we celebrate Nile Day. We honor the people of the Nile, the fishers who raise before dawn to cast their nets, the agro-pastoralists who water their heads along its bank, the women who process and trade fish to feed their families, and the community whose culture, identity, and survival are inseparable from this great river. Their resilience inspires us, and their well-being is our shared responsibility. Let us therefore pledge to strengthen policies, protect the Nile's ecosystem, sustainable fisheries, and climate-resilient agro-pastoralist system, and empower communities whose livelihood depend on its water.
significant part of this is that the day is used to promote cooperation, sustainable management and development of Nile River resources among the 10 member states. This is to prohibit one single country controlling the Nile Basin's resources. As this cooperation kick on, being celebrated nearly 20 years ago, and it has now come to South Sudan because it goes in turns. Now it is the turn for South Sudan. It is actually bringing opportunities to host this very important day.
This engagement demonstrates South Sudan is not only a beneficiary of the Nile cooperation, but also an active, responsible partner in shaping the future of the basin, peace and stability. South Sudan lies within the Nile Basin and situated at the heart of the White Nile. Given the fact that the 97% of the country is in the basin, the Nile tributaries such as Sobat River and Bahr el-Ghazal sub-basin, and the Sud wetland, which is one of the world's largest freshwater ecosystem, supporting millions of livelihoods and regulating the Nile flows. This places South Sudan at the center position and a natural bridge for the upstream and downstream riparian countries. The 20th regional celebration is a platform to remind ourselves of our role and responsibility in addressing climate change and environmental sustainability. Since joining the NBI's initiative, South Sudan is actively contributed to its shared vision of sustainable socio-economic development through the equitable and reasonable use of Nile waters. Nile cooperation is delivering real results in energy, climate resilience, infrastructure development, and regional peace and solidarity. The Nile is not just a water flowing through our land, it is opportunity flowing toward our future. I call upon Nile Council of Ministers leadership and the 3 branches of the NBI to work together as one team for the benefit of our basin.